Welcome to CosmicRx Radio, a podcast that gives you real-life tools of spiritual empowerment and pure hype. I'm your host and intuitive guide, Madi Murphy. This week, the sky is serving us emotional undercurrents, a little Mercury main character energy, and a little karmic cleanup with a side of soft glam that might also be saying, hey, think twice before you text your ex. Yep, that's right. Mercury Retrograde is officially back on its bullshit Leo style. So let's buckle up for all of that and what you need to know to align with your highest and hottest self and more. But first, it's me, your girl, Madi Murphy, your high vibe hype woman, your cosmic consultant, your messy but mystical guide on this wild ride of being a human. And let's buckle up, bubbas, baddies. We got some things happening, but I want us to not fear the retrograde. We work with it, right? We don't let it work us over, but we could definitely expect some power play plot twists. But Mercury and Leo retrograde can also bring us some heart opening, some divine downloads wrapped in glitter and sequins. Okay. So I'm going to offer you all the hot tips to help you not just survive, but thrive through the cosmic chaos and come out cuter, clearer, and more creatively charged. Thank you very much. Before we get into all that, Virgo announcements and also just Pisces moon check-in, right? From your cosmic big sis, how are we doing? I'm a chaos goddess. I thrive in the chaos, but even for me, that Uranus and Gemini, the astrology around the 4th of July, let's just say some people were on the wrong end of me serving up some business here, but everyone honestly truly deserved it. It was just some real nonsense from straight white dudes. I might have gotten in a little early morning confrontation at the dog beach, but I did stay calm, cool, collected, regulated, well-resourced, and just in my power. But I felt the astrology was spicy, okay? And Uranus, in Gemini, crossing my North Node, my Chiron, in my 12th house. I'm so let me know, if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know in the comments, how have you been doing with the astrology of summer 2025? It's half soft girl summer, Jupiter in Cancer, and it's half just chaotic cutie, let's be unhinged to the max with Uranus and Gemini. And I think those are my two modes I'm in, mostly just trying to stay present with everything, especially my babies, my beautiful life. But sometimes I'm just I'm gonna pop someone in a really aligned, conscious way, of course. So anyway, let me know in the comments below how we're doing. We're going to get into all of the ride or die hype for this week, how to have the spiritual celestial glow ups, how to, have all your realignment reminders under your and of course, like always, just full permission to be your weird, wild, magical self. That's the only version of you I want here. So if we haven't yet today, let's take a deep breath, maybe unclench our jaw, maybe let's check in with that big, beautiful, badass nervous system. This year, 2025, has been a lot. And honestly, we're just getting started. I had such a good chat this week with one of my former mentees, my beloved baddies, Shantini Moore, and she's a body intelligence coach. And she walked me through such a good grounding prayer before we did a podcast episode. And I just want to say, just always the reminder is take a breath. Take a breath. There's literally an Elmo song that's called Take a Breath that my son listens to. And I'm the one listening to it being yes, thank you, wise Elmo. So wherever you are right now, create some breath, create some space to actually enjoy your life through all this nonsense out there. It's a lot on the nervous systems. But anyway, Virgo mom announcements. Let me get out my cosmic clipboard before we get into the fun stuff. I got to go through my checklist because we have announcements. We have things to say. First and foremost, if you're watching this on YouTube, get ready. The book. Oh my God, look at my makeup pile here. She's trying to be Mercury and Leo, but the book, where is it? I got my copy on the summer solstice. If astrology isn't real, as the sun was crossing my rising sign, my book baby comes to the door, has me in tears. It's available for pre-order. Get in on the pre-order. We have so many fun bonus goodies on there. We have cosmic coaching audios from me to guide you through certain chapters, zodiac phone wallpapers, and then some other stuff that we're going to be rolling out too. But the pre-orders really help us. It helps in the publishing industry, and it's coming out July 29th. So this is kind of your last moment to get in on the pre-order. And I want to tell you, a few people who have had the chance of reading it, the pleasure of reading it, / making my little Virgo heart so nervous and so exposed. Writing it's the easy part, but having people read it, that's the hard part. Trying to talk about it is the hard part. But one thing that I keep hearing feedback on is that this book is Every chapter is part pep talk, part permission slip, and part like practical magic playbook for how to really live the fullness of your chart, right? You have all 12 signs in you. It's just hard to understand what these signs mean. These archetypes hold so much power, they hold revolutionary magic for you, for the world. But it's like we have to understand what it means, especially in our own terms, right? We have to like decolonize so much what we thought about ourselves, about astrology, and understand that like our souls are here to experience so much, and there's nothing that we're not capable of. We just need to remember it, and we need to have tools to help us like harness it in moments where it feels like that's something that's outside of us. It's how we embody it, it's how we become it, it's how we align with our highest and hottest self. So this is truly not an astrology book that's going to try and define you. I hope that it just helps align you, right? We don't need more shit in this world telling us who to be. Okay. So if you are ready to live in your cosmic zone, pre-order it. Link is in the show notes. Second Virgo announcement. Speaking of the book, if you are in the like New York tri-state area, I must have a good New York accent. If you're in the New York tri-state area, mark your calendars. Book launch season. We're officially booked, blessed, ready to go. The Montauk, where this all began for me, my spiritual journey began in Montauk. I'm so grateful to this community, to this land here. So we're going to be doing a book launch party on July 29th with lots of fun goodies, Zodiac themed treats, snack boards, photo booth, little goodies, giveaways, and just mainly like a time to hang. So if you're like on Long Island, if you're out in the Hamptons, if you want to make the trip out, it's July 29th. It's a Tuesday, my dad's birthday. And then we're going to be, of course, having our New York City High Vibe Happy Hour August 12th, coming off of 8 Lionsgate, coming off of the full moon in Aquarius. Let's gather. Let's be together. Let's just like get that IRL energy magic going. I'm excited to like, celebrate the book naturally, but I also want to connect with all of you. I love these moments when we get to hang out, click, clack, connect. I feel like I'm always just like reconnecting with my besties, like my camp best friends. It's like I haven't seen you in a minute, but like I know you so well. And whether we're parasocial besties, hang out in my DMs, come let's hang out in person. If you've been coming to the events since the very beginning, I miss your face. And if you've never been to an event, you've just found us, like there is a place for you. There's a space for you, especially if you want to align with other people who are the witchy, weirdos, modern mystics in New York City who want to talk about angel numbers and astrology and past lives. Like come hang out. Again, link, invite in the show notes. And my last Virgo announcement is I want you to, if you are open to it, you have the bandwidth, can you please, I'll ask nicely, leave a rating and review on the pod. It really helps us, again, in the search algorithm, however this all works with these technocrat billionaires. But no, I digress. We got to play the game, right? And I am down to play the game because I want as many people in this cosmic revolution as possible, creating lives where they feel good in it, creating art that inspires us, and just creating new patterns and new ways of being to reimagine a better future for all. So like, if you like this podcast, send it to a friend. If you like this podcast, leave a rating review. And because I love a reward, because I love a treat, I pick one person a week from the rating review to do a burning question reading in the DMs. Ask me one question, send me your chart. I will yip yap in the DMs with a voice note. And this week we have a winner. I don't think I even did this last week announcing. I'm sorry. Uranus and Gemini. Can I blame her? Okay. So we have, oh my goodness. It's also kind of a Mercury retrograde theme. I'm going to read the review. So this says the astropod you should listen to. And this is from @Rachel Kuttner. These are randomly selected, but she is a cosmic boss. So yay. Okay, Rachel, come find me in the DMs. It says, I wrote a review, but somehow it never posted. So here we go again. It's the story of my life. I only have positive things to say about this podcast and Maddie's work. She operates with so much integrity in this podcast, as well as her offerings are fused with pure magic. I always get emotional. This is an accessible and fun take on astrology and the cosmos for seekers looking to learn, get clarity, and get a little boost for the week ahead. She also has fun pop culture astro takes, which I've shared with my sister, who is not into astrology as I am, but gets a kick out of easy to digest astrology and anything 90s related. LOL. Maddie is the definition of being a good-hearted baddie, and I'm constantly reminded through her work how empowering it is to know yourself. This may be controversial, but things that have felt affirming through astrology, journal prompts, etc., have empowered me in ways therapy couldn't. I am grateful for Maddie and CosmicRx because it's the real deal and makes astrology easy and fun. The playful vibes are it for me, and I love that. And no shade to therapy. I'm sure, like, I know what Rachel means because I was in therapy for years, but I feel like it was just like in my head a lot, and to help me uncover certain things. But I feel like astrology and certain spiritual practices help me not just realize like something I had to work on it and made me understand how to work on it, right? How to let like the work also crack open new and better parts of me and be again in that feeling of being a masterpiece waiting to be experienced and appreciated versus like a problem to be fixed and like talked over a lot. But anyway, we love therapists. I feel like handshake emoji of like a conscious therapist and an astrologer. We get along. So Rachel, come find me in the DMs. Thank you for your beautiful review. Thank you for making me a little choked up. And if you want your own burning question reading, go leave a rating and review. Leave your handle in it. So let me just check my Virgo notes. Okay, shifting gears. Who wants to talk about the moon? Me, I do. Let's see what are the lunar waves and how are we going to ride them? What kind of surfboard do we need this week? As a reminder, the moon connects us to our inner landscape. So by working with it, we can understand how to show up in our inner world better to greet and meet the outside world. So Monday, Tuesday, this podcast kicks off with a Pisces moon. It's my lunar return. And this is really your planetary permission slip to rest, reflect, dream a little bigger, go slower, journal, cry in the bathtub, listen to a nostalgic 90s playlist, like feel into your feels. I love on these days, do water rituals, right? Take a bath, go to the ocean, take naps, like it is a sacred practice, do some intuitive writing, maybe unplug from the phone. I want you to avoid overcommitting. I want you to avoid escapism. I want you to avoid doom scrolling and even toxic positivity with yourself or others. Like it's okay just to feel shitty sometimes. And that's actually really healing just to say that and own it. Wednesday to Thursday, it's an Aries moon. We got a little fire under our butts here. We got a little zing under our booties. The motivation is back, but just make sure not to bulldoze yourself or others with this energy. I do want you to think about moving your body, heat, feeling strong, taking action, initiating something while still being gentle. And I want you to avoid pushing too hard, right? We have Saturn in Aries, Neptune in Aries. So I want you to be, if you feel like you're about to blow up on someone, can you take a walk, and then compose yourself, still speak your truth, but in a way where you don't lose that higher ground, right? Don't be like impulsive in your arguments. Don't argue just for arguing's sake. And also being aware of where there might be like burnout behavior coming up on the fringe, on the outskirts, right? Can we pull back from that? And then Friday to Saturday, it's a Taurus moon. I love a Taurus moon weekend. It's giving grounded luxury. The vibes are immaculate. I want you to do slow mornings. I want you to go to the farmer's market. I want you to eat delicious food. I want you to like cut yourself fresh flowers. It's Nancy Meyers vibes, okay? So feeling abundant, I do want you to cook, garden, rest, and pleasure. Do not succumb to outside fake or real pressure. I want you to take care of your body, be in nature. I want you to avoid these days stubbornness. I want you to avoid like overindulging in a non-conscious way, whether that's like shopping, eating, spending, whatever it is. Like sometimes just like, let's just be conscious with how we consume. And then on Sunday, we round out the weekend with a Gemini moon. So this is a great time to socialize, maybe make a fun brunch plans or spend a day like stimulating your brain in a new way, whether it's sharing ideas, whether it's doing like catching up on a crap ton of Wordle, or maybe like, talking it out with someone, having a good yap and gab session. I do want you to think about like, brainstorming, journaling, getting things out on this day on Sunday. I want you to avoid gossip. I want you to avoid decision fatigue. And I also want you to avoid feeling like you have to say yes to everything and having FOMO, and maybe encouraging yourself to embrace a little like of that JOMO, the joy of missing out. Make your yeses really count. Make sure they're real. So let's talk about planetary planning. Okay, here's the cosmic tea for the week. The big thing, the big headline: Mercury is stationing retrograde in the sign of the lovely lion, the performing priestess, Leo. And Mercury will be retrograde in Leo from July 18th to August 11th. Translation: of course, we're going to expect some deja vu, repeating some things for multiple reasons. We'll get into in a moment. There might be a little drama. There might be a little, diva moments incoming, a little cosmic chaos. But I do want you to think about this is actually, compared to other Mercury retrogrades we've had in the past, in my opinion, there's not, let's see, I just want to like tread lightly here because I don't want to like underplay it, but I'm like, compared to other past retrogrades, this one, we've had a lot of like eclipses and a lot of like mashup, Mercury and Venus retrograde. Like March was absolute insanity. This feels manageable. And this also feels like we have the answer key before we get the test, because Mercury was retrograde in Leo last summer. So summer 2024, August, what was happening then? it's probably going to come up again. So now you're prepared. What are you going to do with it? You have the cosmic answer key. How are we going to act? Okay. So of course, like if this was brought X's out of the woodwork, if it brought up that you had to redo something, if you had travel plans canceled, if you had like woundedness to your ego, if you had to speak from the heart on something, like what to do, have to do, chances are there's going to make a deja vu, not just from like the past 4 months, but maybe something from last summer, 2024. Definitely going to use the cosmic chaos for our advantage. I was just talking about one of our community members, Audrey Whalen Fritter, who also like writes for our blog. She was interviewing me about like how LOL, we do everything for CosmicRx under Mercury Retrograde. Even my own life, I feel like I've moved and signed so many like leases and even a mortgage under Mercury Retrograde. I gave birth under Mercury Retrograde. I've done like basically every major launch has been a Mercury Retrograde moment. And it's that thing of like, it's not about fearing the retrograde, but it's not about ignoring it or downplaying it. It's about respecting it, working with it, getting curious, being really conscious with the energy, and knowing that during Mercury retrograde, yeah, things might happen that are, chaotic. I always, as a Mercury in Virgo, Sun in Virgo, I always feel the retrograde shadow a lot. So just like, for instance, this past few days, I had like my car battery die. I've had like packages go missing. I've had just like a lot of like delays and reroutes and detours. And that is part of Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde wants us to slow down. Mercury retrograde wants us to like not take ourselves so seriously and kind of figure out like, hey, babe, you've been moving pretty fast. I feel like I've been moving so fast since like April of this year. And the retrograde is like, can we slow down? Can we reduce some things? Can we like get a little bit more into your heart space? Mercury retrograde in Leo. And then can we also just laugh at the chaos, right? Mercury is the trickster. So can we laugh a little bit about that? And as a reminder, Leo rules the heart, the spine, the stage, our sense of self-worth. So it wants us to think about like, where do I need to go back and readjust my crown? Where do I need to stand up a little bit firmer and taller in my authentic expression? Where do I need to return to a creative project that I put to the side and it's getting a little musty and dusty, or maybe I just need to like close it out? So I want you to think about 5 ways to work with the retrograde, not against it. So first thing, like I just said, revisit those creative projects. Get, whatever it is, you have a script, a song offer, an offering, a art project, like pick it back up or close it out. This is the time to do it. It's going to feel good. I also want you to, again, like I don't encourage launching or doing something for the very first time during a retrograde, but like for me, my book is like a culmination. It's like a reflection of all the things I've learned, honestly, for the past like at least 9 years of like my personal practice with astrology and all my spiritual tools, but also, the past like 5 or 6 years are really honing and dialing in with my mentees of like, what do I want them to know about their chart? So this book, while it's like funny to launch during retrograde, I'm like, it actually is a little more reflection. So if you're launching something, you're doing something and it feels like, no, this is like tattooed on my soul. It is in my bones. This is not something I'm doing for the first time. This ain't my first trip to the rodeo. Then don't fear the launch. If you're doing something that feels so brand new, or the idea came to you like a week ago and you're trying to launch, you might just be in for a little bit more of a rude awakening, or like things might feel challenging. That's just a little side note. Okay. I want you to reflect on how you express yourself. I want you to think about, are you being performative? Are you performing for the patriarchy? That's not cute, honey. It's not cute. Are you being true to your heart? Are you letting your authentic self? Who are you? What do you want to say? What do you care about? And like, kind of like, as long as you're not hurting anyone else, like fuck everyone else and their opinion. This is your one true life. If you like, what do they say? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one or something, or everyone is one. I don't know. But it's like, if you wait for everyone to validate and accept and approve of what is important to you, you will wait forever. I've had this experience even with my friends who are entrepreneurs who are like, killing it. If they launch something or they redo a packaging, half people are like, I love it. Half people are like, I hate it. And there's like weird bots on the internet that are just, creating all kinds of chaos and tearing them down on stuff that has nothing to do with what they're making in the offering. And my point in this is that no one's ever going to be 100% happy all the time. You can't make 100% of the people 100% happy with your offering, with you, with who you are. That's why you got to be true to you, because you do it for you. And then you stay aligned, you stay in your power, but you also model that for other people of like, hey, like this is the other way of doing it. And you give them permission to be in their full expression. And that's what I want. That's a big part of our liberation and our great reimagining in this revolution. So 3, I want you to think about like reconnect wisely and consciously. If someone from your past shows up, I want you to pause and I want you to really think about, what am I getting out of this interaction? What would my best intentions be? What are my best hopes? What are my best visions for this? If they're not going to offer me something, if I can't even imagine what that would be, maybe it's just really not worth my time and effort, or maybe it's time to do some karmic closing, or maybe I'm ready to create the sequel. But I just want you to go into it really consciously. I'm not going to say don't text your ex as an absolute, but I do want you to go in with conscious awareness. Okay. Be honest with yourself. Then I want you to think about number 4, revise your personal brand. This is a great time to polish up your digital presence, clean out some things from like your highlights on Instagram, redo your bio, review your vision, get real about what the legacy you're building is, your vibe, your aesthetics, who you are, what you care about, especially if you've already been like starting to think on that. I love it. And then the last thing, Mercury rules our communications, our voice, and everything I've said, it can kind of be summed up with this, like, reclaim your voice, own your voice. If there's one thing that I've really learned about like writing this book, is that like my voice is my voice. And when I try to be in someone else's voice, I just am filled with so much self-doubt. I'm filled with so much confusion, so much blockage, so much just like, it feels icky. Like, like wearing jeans that are not the right, too small for you. It's like, I'm busting out of here. It doesn't feel good. It's like finding your voice and trusting it, whether that's from your lived experience, whether that's just being who you are, showing up with you as what you perceive as messy, that which is actually mystical, but like showing up in that authentic, that raw. Don't wait to be perfectly polished. Don't wait till you have it all figured out. That's all so tired. And I said it last week, I'll say it again, but there is just enough fake shit in this world. Look at the AI, look at the chat GPT, look at all this like grok, and I don't know, like, oh God, it's like, we don't need that. We don't need a perfectly curated response, post, website, blah, blah, blah out of you. I need stuff that reminds me of my heart, of my humanness, right? As I see it and experience it through you. Okay. So let's channel that Leo roar into something yummy, whether that's in your journal, whether that's on a voice note to a bestie, whether that's on the dance floor. Let's just keep it raw. Let's keep it real. And to quote an amazing Leo, J-Lo, let's get loud. So, PSA, Venus is going to be squaring off with Mars and the nodes as we go into the later part of July. So that's definitely going to bring up some old karma. It's going to like turn up the dial on this deja vu energy, drama with the exes, romantic patterns, or old stories around like being too much or not enough that might all resurface towards the end of the month. So I want you to say right now, I want you to put a post-it or something as a reminder where you could see it every day as a background on your phone and just be like, you are that bitch. You are that bitch. Just own it, that like no one is you. That is your power. And you are here to make your life beautiful. You are here to make art, to make love, to make like just magic out of being a human. Okay. And this is not like anything that's not aligned with that is just not meant for you anymore. And anything that is meant for you will not miss you. So we're doing it right. We're keeping our heart open, and we're trusting that we are so held, we are so directed, we are so protected, that anything that doesn't go our way or doesn't work out during Mercury retrograde is a reroute. Any rejection is protection. Anything that's like a block is a blessing. And I just also want to remind us all, like during Mercury and Leo retrograde, let's not do something wild to our physical appearance that's like undoable, right? Even I wouldn't really try a bold new makeover or a new hairdo or get a tattoo or a lip injection. Let's just wait till September for that. Okay. I'm just going to leave that there because I've seen some things happen. So next week, we'll go into the Leo sun, we'll go into the Leo new moon and all of that. It's going to be beautiful. And we're going to talk about, I love a Leo season moment, but let's really enjoy the last few moments in Cancer season. I want you to really think about, how can I open up to more softness? How can I open up to more flow? How can I open up to more of like my sensitivity as my strength and my superpower, while doing what I need to come home to myself, to make myself feel safe in a world that, let's be honest, right now does not feel very safe for ourselves or others. And like, how can I cultivate that so I can hold more space for others to feel safe, to feel brave? Okay. So take this week slow, let yourself soften, let yourself slow down, reflect, listen, and also let yourself shine. let yourself do it. Go and like maybe treat yourself to a cute iced latte and think about like reevaluate some of our R words around this Mercury and Leo. What is my heart really saying? What does my heart need from me? What does my art need from me? What does my chart need from me? Okay. So let me know how that goes. If you're watching on YouTube, drop some comments below. Are we feeling this? If you have any funny retrograde stories, you know I'd love to hear them just so I'm not alone. Like literally the other day, car battery dead. A few hours later, about to step into a podcast interview, just covered in like toddler poop. And I'm just like, gee, Mercury is Mercurying, life is lifing. But we laugh, we find our center, we figure out what we can control, we release the rest, and we just have some giggles and some tee-hees. So stay hydrated out there, stay hot, which I know you're already doing, stay aligned, stay divine, my cosmic angels. And I'll see you next time. And just remember, like your chart, the astrology, it's not something that's happening to you, it's happening through you to help you make some magic. And I am sending you big ass blessings for some big fat juicy checks and hot fulfilling toe curling sex. Until next. Do you love getting your Cosmic RX for the week here and want more? Make sure to sign up for our premium subscription so you can get exclusive access to bonus podcast episodes, all of my astrology info for the month ahead, and live new and full moon calls to help you manifest your dream life with an intentional international community of other cosmic baddies. Sign up through our link in show notes. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you want to know more about Cosmic RX, head on over to thecosmicrx.com. And if you really love this show, I'd love it if you left a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. I super love hearing from you and reading your reviews. All right, you cosmic baddie, tune in next week. And until then, remember, love yourself fully, work your magic, and take no shit.